What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Season 2 of Track Talkers. In the studio with me, my brother, Tyler Entignap. On the phone, we have our SMX insider, Michael Antonovich. Big things in Daytona this weekend. Ken Roczen pulls off the biggest win of his career. Boys, tell me something that I'm not saying the truth.
Dude, amazing. Phenomenal, so happy. Like, there is so many adjectives I can say to support this Ken Roczen win. But god damn, bro, it was so good to see Kenny win, and I was hoping that he was winning, or he could win, and it was a possibility that he could win, and he was on rails all night long.
All night. Anton, what's your take, bro?
Earned it. He earned it.
Wow.
You know, to pass his way up. Got that heat race win, really set the pace early. Yeah, I mean, that was a statement right when he needed to. And then even though, like, you kept talking to him in the press conference about, like, what's it do for this, what's it do for that, still has it in perspective. So he's going to get his momentum off of this, but whatever is working right now, no need to upset everything. Just keep pushing forward.
Yeah, and I agree with you guys for sure. Like, this was a big, obviously, congratulatory, phenomenal win, and we're on a high right now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is I kind of tried to pull it out of him, but I think he's just trying to stay even keeled in the press conference. Dude, this had to happen. I'm telling you, if fucking Ken Roczen didn't get this win in the next 3 or 4 rounds, he wasn't going to be in the championship hunt. I mean, just period. Ken Roczen getting this win in Daytona is fueling that championship like big time. The momentum that he just got, dude, don't be surprised if Ken Roczen goes to Detroit where he likes it and wins. And that's back-to-back wins.
Dog, it's Indianapolis.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Detroit already happened.
I know, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Indianapolis, where he likes it. He won that race before.
Yep.
And he really, really enjoys that track, and he's good there. And that just gave him the momentum from Daytona to now put up a possible another win. And two, the big thing for me is, like, even if he doesn't win in Indy, we know he's still going to do good.
Yes. And here are some facts. All right. When's the last time we saw Kenny win a Supercross main event not from a hole shot, where he had to pass his way into the lead, take the lead, and then finish it off and stoke the fire of the Cooper Webb gauntlet and just break them and then just pull away?
Yeah, I mean,
it's been a while since we've seen that. So that's got to feel really good on the Progressive Suzuki part and Ken Roczen's part in gaining confidence into Indianapolis, where he likes those softer technical tracks. But another reason, bro, I mean, the win of just passing 5 guys in a 450 main event for Ken Roczen is phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know, regardless of what Chase is, like, Kenny knows Chase is fast, but also Kenny knows that you have to be there every single weekend, and that's what he's doing.
Yes. And on top of that, before we even let Anton talk at all, dude, he really did break Webb.
Yes.
Like, he didn't snap Webb in half,
no,
but he broke him enough to where Webb's like,
fuck.
Kenny's fast enough to where I can't catch him at the end.
Yes.
And it's going to be hard.
Yes. He even said in the press conference, like Cooper Webb said he had to push the pace, and he kept on trying to push the pace. And then you seen he was just getting a little tired, and his front wheel dropped in that rut right in that rhythm section. And after you seen that, Cooper Webb's like, I'm cool with second. I'm cool with second.
I'm cool with it.
Yeah. Chase ain't close to me. Like, I got good championship points. Like, we're good.
Yep. All right. Oh, man, dude. Chase Sexton. Anton, start us off, bro. Where are we at?
He owned up to it today. He admitted that it's been a hard month. I wish, was hoping for a little bit more context to it, but you can't get everything. And I'm sure he's still trying to figure out what's going on from there, because it had all the makings to be really, really good. Hot lap on the last one in time qualifying that put him right to the top of the board. And that was it. Like, to go from riding that high of being, half a second faster than everybody to end the afternoon, and then you make it one rhythm section in the night show, and then everything goes to shit. That's got to be a big reset. And then, as they kept explaining in the LCQ, these are his first laps. This is the first chance that he's getting out there to figure the track out, but then suss himself out too. Am I beat up? Is the bike tweaked? What do I got to compensate for? What's going to happen from here? And then I only got a few minutes to regroup and then get back to the main event.
Yeah.
So that was a hell of a night. I'm rewatching 450 Heat Race 2 right now. He just got back to the truck and he's sitting on the ledge, like outside the door. And you could tell that one sucked. Like, that one definitely hit him in. And Adam, you and I talked about this, before the 450 main event got going. What do you do to regroup from that? Like, obviously you got the race, you're at the track, like everything is going, the job that you have to do, but it's one thing to have a bad heat race. It's another thing to stack it up that way after a month of stack ups or small mistakes or something.
Yeah. I mean, as far as regrouping goes, you just have to like what Chase Sexton is doing is put it in the past. But I think one of the big things that Chase isn't doing right now that I think he needs to kind of look at is he's got to start doing something different. I don't know what that is in his program because I'm not right next to him, but doing the same thing over and over and over again and just thinking that the past is the past is not the way you're going to get a different result in the future. And I know that he has done, so good and he's so fast. But, sometimes there's little things that you have to change and you can't pinpoint them, but changing something will get you a different result. And right now, I think Chase just needs something different.
Yeah, because so what I want to read to you guys word for word so everybody's on the same page. So Chase Sexton posted this about 10 hours ago on Instagram saying, "Not going to lie, this past month has been a bit of a tough one, but that's racing. Something's worth having isn't ever easy. Thanks for everyone supporting me and having my back." I mean, and to add on to that, the mistakes he has been having this month have been super sporadic and not consistent.
Have they been sporadic?
Let's just start. He stalled it, then ran in back of Webb on the last lap and crashed. Right. Yep. Then before that, he nailed the gate.
I forgot about that one.
Before that, he nailed the gate.
Then in Tampa, crashed in the whoops.
He crashed in the whoops. Then on this one, first lap, got the whole shot, just mistimed the rhythm section because the lip probably wasn't exactly like he, it was in practice, was totally doable. But this just brings me back to a story that it was a really tough lesson to learn from my perspective, but it was one I learned at 17.
Mm-hmm.
I was in Mammoth. I got a whole shot and I crashed in the first 10 seconds of the race.
Yep.
And Pops was so pissed off at me. We left right after that. My weekend was done. Period. It was the third day, and after that, Pops was just infuriated with me. On the way home, he made me write 200 times in a notebook. You can't throw it away in the first 10 seconds of a race when the race is 20 minutes long.
Pops is a smart motherfucker, bro.
But that just sank with me my whole entire life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Chase has got to learn how to lose a little bit of time and be on the safer side and then kind of build into it like he was doing in the main event. He started off super slow, super cautious, and then started building speed and then was right on Cooper Webb. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that ride.
And this is the thing that's hard is because we're racers, right? So we look at it from a racing perspective. And he's thinking dude, I want to be the winner. I want to be the winner. I want to be the winner. I want to be the winner all the time, right? But I guarantee you, if you sat him down and you just put numbers in front of him and you put, hey, Chase, would you rather have if you needed more of something, would you rather have a 6 or a 20. Every time he's going to pick the 20. It's a no-brainer, right? But when you're in that moment and the ego's going and, you know, the pressure of KTM and your dad and you wanting to be the best, it's like everything gets so clouded and foggy so quickly. And that, dude, the problem is at this point, I don't know what to do even if you can change him. Can you?
Mm-hmm. I was talking about this earlier today, and I guarantee you that mistake, like what Chase made in the first fucking 2 seconds of that race. I mean, these could totally be random mistakes, but it's happening in such a close proximity and such a close time in those first, like, you know, couple minutes of the race. And then, you know, we had that one at the end of the race on the Triple Crown.
Yeah.
But like, he's got to turn his brain back on in those first 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And kind of just think a little bit and be a little bit more on the cautious side.
Yep.
Be a little, or just be a little bit more present and not be such in the moment. You know, such in the moment where your brain is just like looking and reacting.
Yeah.
He's got to think a little bit.
Go ahead, Anton.
So, it's, you know, we had this conversation over and over and over again. And then it's funny, you know, we talk about the dirt bike riders having these things and then making the same mistakes and trying to figure stuff out, especially as they're young guys. So like, to break this down for someone listening, I mean, I know you guys get it too, but like in real life, and especially with the Zen shit that Chase is trying to attain to, trying to find that inner calm and that inner peace and stuff like that.
Yep.
Wanting to be a racer and wanting to be better every day. I agree with you in a point, Ty, that these are really sporadic mistakes, but they're very, very similar to what was happening the year he won the Supercross, or like in his early 450 championship or 450 days when he was on the Honda. Like that, the couple times that he stacked it up big time, and you're like, oh my God, how did that kid get away with that? That's just because he's young and he's made of rubber because he's a rookie. But then when it would get into high pressure situations where, you know, the Oakland crash, when the bike just like tweaked the front end and he just gets spat.
Yeah.
And then the Tampa crash, that was just like the one that happened just a couple weeks ago. Where he just starts going away.
Same side of the
identical.
track.
And the thing that makes me feel for Chase, and this is what I was telling you yesterday, Adam, was that to be a racer and then to be trying to break free of all the mistakes that you made, it's got to be so fucking infuriating to make the same mistakes that you did 2 years ago, 3 years ago, that everybody was just cratering you for and thinking that you outgrew. And then now they think like, oh man, Zebra can't change the stripes. Like he's still this person. And after you've worked that hard to try to break away from that and probably proven to yourself, yeah, I'm not that person anymore. I've gotten over that hurdle. And then it comes back even more vicious now. Fuck, that's got to be hard. And that's probably why these mistakes keep happening, because then you're worried about when's the next one going to fall. I just had a conversation with a friend tonight. Like, when you get in a bad rhythm, it's really, really, really hard to get out of a bad rhythm. And one mistake leads to another, which leads to another because you're thinking about it. And then, oh, fuck, there's another one. There's another one. There's another one. And even into that heat race crash, like, God knows what happened. But it really looked like he didn't know where he was in the rhythm because he got so excited. Oh, God, I got the whole shot. I got to go right now. And then, but he overshoots it by 6, 8, 12 inches, you know, or does he under jump? Like, what was the mistake that put him on his head? And he got super lucky, you know, that he got to tuck and roll out of that thing because he could have totally gotten augured right into the face of it. And we have a completely different discussion tonight that Cooper's running to the championship, and then it's just him and Ken now.
Yeah, but I mean, analyzing what Chase does, like, just to challenge you a little bit, Michael, like, when he was on the Honda, I felt like it was very front end problem. You know, like,
I agree
he
too.
washed his front end all the time. And then he had a couple gnarly practice track crashes in Seattle when he, like, launched on a tabletop and went flying. Like, I categorize those crashes completely different. Like, those were like almost like him trusting the bike too much. And now these, like, stalling and hitting the gate and that first lap, those are so, like, mental, I feel like. I just categorize them completely different.
I agree with you on the Honda like front end twitch point, because I even said it back in the day. It seemed like he was riding the motorcycle to such a limit that like, hey, this is all it can take. This is how much energy that front end can have before it's going to spit one way or another. Like there are motorcycles that do that. There's just, that's how they're engineered, and you guys are pushing them to the limits that they've never been pushed to before, and you got to figure out where that limit is every now and then. So I agree with you on that. The big Seattle crash he had, I want to say maybe within 3 minutes before that one happened, Jason was fucking with him, like throwing revs and block passing him and everything like that, like rattling his head. So then he was easily able to get like thrown off. And I think that's the thing that everybody kind of knows about Chase. Like there's no denying he's the most physically fit guy that there is, but is he the most mentally sound? And is that what everybody can know and see? And is that like the weakness that he's got to work on right now? And like that's said with love, you know, that's said from somebody, me trying to figure out my mistakes every day and not make the same mistake twice and beating the fuck out of myself when I do make it twice.
Yeah.
You feel for the guy, especially when he's making mistakes on a grand scale like that. And they have massive consequences of hundreds of thousands of dollars lost and all of the attention on you and factory race team watching you and your dad waiting for you at the truck and Roger and Ian and all these people. Like, you know, I feel for the guy, and it just sucks that once you get in that routine, are they just going to keep compounding one after another, or when do you break free out of it?
And to add to my take with Chase Sexton too, what a lot of people I think don't really know about Chase, but kind of have an idea. Like we know Chase Sexton is strong as an ox, right? But
fuck yeah,
with being
heck yeah.
with being strong as an ox on a dirt bike and his riding style, people don't realize how much you can adjust your motorcycle to the way you want it to go in rhythm sections and a supercross track. And I think that's where the problem is kind of lying, especially in those first couple laps, is he's pushing it like he remembered the track in practice, where it's not the exact same track. It's prepped a little bit different. It's maybe a little bit more tapered. It might be a little bit steeper. Either way, it is not the same as practice. And then those first opening laps, you don't get a sight lap. You don't get to roll. He's just going for it. And with him being so strong, and trust me, being strong has its favors, because you can see how much time he makes up in the rhythm sections when he can predict it the right way. But when you can't predict it the right way, that's what you kind of happen. And that's where you kind of see these mistakes lie, where he mistimes a jump, mistimes a corner, mistimes a whoop section. Like he can adjust the bike so much. And I think that's where he just needs to feel the track out a little bit more. In my opinion, that's why he's better on outdoor, because he, in Chase's mind, I think he's like, I got 30 minutes plus 2. Let me just ride into the track, feel what the bike's doing, feel what the track's at, and then build from there.
Okay. So now let's add another element.
Okay. Right? Always adding on to me.
Yep. Let's add another element that has really just come about in the last, decade, right? But I feel like these guys, the athletes that are racing Supercross right now, are really getting the end of it. And I think it has to go back to his comment about his Instagram on, you know, thanks for everybody thank you to everybody having my back. Is now we're also in the era of fucking getting absolutely destroyed on Instagram by memes, right? You know, and you laugh about that, and it's fucking, dude, it's just so heavy for these athletes. Like everywhere I've looked the last 2 weeks, Chase Sexton, I hope he has his phone off. Because I'll tell you right now, I couldn't handle that.
I know you can't. You literally, you're a comment reader.
Dude, yes. And now you're in the era of like, okay, I'm doing this to myself. I have to deal with this. Plus, you have somebody talking about, bro, did you see what fucking dipshit said? Da, 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 da. Oh, fuck. You know what I mean?
I don't think that matters at all in Chase's. Like,
you don't think that gets to him at all whatsoever?
No.
That not only are you making these mistakes,
nope,
but you have to deal with everybody on the internet
because
that's an asshole.
The amount of pressure he puts on himself overweighs the amount of pressure people put on him outside. Guaranteed it. That's why you saw him crying on the side of the track twice already in the last 2 weeks. No comment's going to do that, or no meme's going to make him cry.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you there, but I mean, it's just a whole, it's everything.
It's
right
just
now.
insult to injury.
Yes, it's definitely tax on for sure. But you know all he needs to do in Indianapolis? Win. It'll be all fine.
Bro, and that is the crazy part. If Chase Sexton goes out and wins, everybody is just going to be fucking.
Bro, that just like flashback to like how gnarly Indy is, especially if it's like super cold right now.
It is. It's freezing cold.
And the dirt comes in and thaws out. It's one of the gnarliest Supercross tracks. Gnarliest track you'll ever ride. That was the first place I've ever jumped off of a face with 15 ruts and landed into a transition with 15 ruts. And it's the first place where I picked a rut, landing into a bull corner, and then rode the same rut around the bull corner and rode up the finish line in the same rut. Like,
Bro, it's not
terrified.
even bullshitting either.
But the
I
coolest,
know,
but
it's fucked.
you know what's so cool about that, though, Anton? After I got used to it and I could actually balance pretty good, no lie, this is for everybody. Dude, all I did was the triples and I doubled everything and I qualified like 28-37. I was like, oh, bro, I didn't even have to push. I just had to do the jumps.
Yeah, like literally double, double. And it was like, oh, yeah, we're good.
Yeah, double.
Okay.
Don't lock up the rear brake, smooth around the corners, do the jumps. We're good.
Okay, Anton, I'm kind of throwing this on you a little bit. What's like the actual verdict of why Carson Mumford got penalized those 4 spots? I watched the video. Did you see the video of Carson Mumford? Did you see his post?
Yeah.
Like,
oh, yeah, dude. Left hand up in the air, looking back at it over his shoulder a couple different times to make sure that he's not going to get cleaned out by somebody jumping off the rhythm, to make sure that he can get in at the end of it. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking that he needed to slow down anymore, because there was no other place really for him to go. But because it didn't really even seem like he was going that fast, and he lost a lot of spots. So I'm not sure. Carson was kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't on that one. I can't believe he got a penalty on that.
that's what I was wondering. I'm like, how do you get, and 2, you got docked 4 positions. So like, who's docking him? 1, is the AMA just coming up with that? I don't think so. I think that was a complaint by somebody. Right? That's what my assumption would be.
I got challenged by somebody or
somebody was like,
protested.
oh, go look at the video. Carson did this. Challenge. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Give him 4 spots. You know what I mean? I don't.
So what did Carson ended up, 7th?
11th. Yeah, 7th.
Yeah, 7th, but then got brought back all the way to 11th.
Yes.
And
Okay.
7th right now for Carson and that team. That's a good ride.
Dude, he's been killing it. All right, but enough with Carson Mumford. Speaking of penalizations, bro, did you see the acceleration from Chase Sexton when he went off the
See, and
track?
that's one that
like,
even-
why did he
even
get
when that
penalized
happened-
there?
Even in the media center during the LCQ, we watched that happen, and everybody's like, "Oh fuck, is he going to get docked? Is he not even going to make the main now?"
That's
because
what
of this?"
that's
And
what
then-
everybody said at home too, because he was like around the corner, head turned, and just bop!
Bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Now,
Like,
different situation because
Yes,
Carson
yes.
probably passed like 8-9 jumps,
Yeah,
and it was
but
maybe two or
Carson
three,
didn't
but
make
he
up
was
any
off the
time.
gas. No, completely agree. Like he couldn't do anything else there. All the photographers, all the track workers are standing there. He did it about as good as you could.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about because they didn't show on the TV.
Dude, it's just like, how do you do one thing and then not the other? And how do you speculate? Like, in my eyes, Carson Mumford should not have got any penalty whatsoever. That he put his hand up, he looked backwards, he didn't make up any positions, and he got on the track in a safe area. And I felt like when he exited, it was a 100% necessary exit.
Oh yeah, and there's no getting in any sooner. What, you're going to jump on the track in the first, second jump of the rhythm lane with 18 people behind you? Like,
no, absolutely 0% chance. Like the only other thing that he could have done, which would have completely jacked him, is got on the track after everybody else. Waited waited.
Was it in the beginning of the race?
Right off the start, you know how you drop down the berm? Max Anstey wads up. Carson Mumford kind of gets like right next to him, and he goes straight off the track because Max Anstey wads up. And then he goes off the track, rides the first rhythm lane, puts his hand up in the air, looks back 2 or 3 times, then waits and gets on the track probably 2 or 3 positions behind what he was in.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
He did accelerate a tiny bit right when he got off the track, but after that, you could see him like click. Shit, I better put my hand up. Puts his hand up, slows down a little bit, waits for the guys, lets 3 guys pass him, and goes.
Yeah, maybe they thought he could have got on the track sooner.
No.
But speaking of Max Anstey, bro, dude, did you see his front wheel hit that little like corner tough block and then pop into Viao?
Well, let's talk about this first. Out cold on press day, snoring, supposedly, right, Anton?
The sequence of it is on the photo link, so you can add that into the video if you want.
Yes, I will definitely add that into the video.
So sources said.
Yep.
He was hurting. He was hurting for sure because he went to the top of the face of the big double after that, and then just kind of rolled his way back down and was laying next to the bike and was down there for a good few minutes just cuddling the YZ250F. But that was a hard one. Dude, we were talking about that too. You and I were, Adam. The fact that he did that and then, 24 hours later, top of the board in time qualifying for session 2 or session 1.
Session 1 before they cut down the whoops.
Yeah.
Do we have, bro?
Oh, I heard you. Oh, speaking of, this is a perfect segue for Race Day Live, dude. I heard you talking about it on Race Day Live, and I was like, you're right, bro. So did they cut down the whoops with the loader or with the dozer?
Skiddy. Chopped them, dude. Chopped them so much where your boy at 250 could went out there, bro, and just right through those things. No caution.
It looked like it.
Dude.
Because the 250C guys were ripping through them.
Like, I get that they had to chop them because the 450A group before that was jumping them. Like, Kenny was jumping them. Chase was jumping them. Like, they were that gnarly.
Yeah.
But, like, at what point do you... There should be a rule that if you start Q1 with... I guess it's a hard rule to make, though, then, because it's like, how do you prep the track, too?
Yeah, but it's true. But, like, I feel like those guys should know. Everybody on the floor should know. After you prep the whoops for, like, the second qualifying, and then you prep them again for the main event, they're going to get smaller already.
They were big, though. They were big. They needed, like, a shave. But they just chopped them. You know what? Like, I felt
someone was pissed on the skiddy. And was
bro. What happened was they went to Supercuts, and I said I only want like an inch off, and they took like 3 inches. And you just left out of Supercuts crying because you ain't got no hair left. You know what I mean, though?
Yes.
Like, but there should be some type of rule that goes like, hey, you can't make that big of a change. Obviously, that's way too gray area, but you can't make that big of a change between qualifying 1 and qualifying 2.
No, that's fine.
As soon as the night show starts, between last practice and night show, if you want to cut down the whoops, cut them down by all means.
Yeah, but you can't build them back up.
No. But like that type of stuff, it's like you're making qualifying 2, like it was to the point to me that if you didn't ride qualifying 2, you weren't making the night show.
Yes, 100%. It was like a second faster.
Maybe more.
Yeah.
Maybe more. That something in that area, there needs to be some kind of rule implemented about that. I don't know what it is. I don't know how you do it. I'm not the AMA guy. But yeah, we got to do something.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole fucking point of first practice or like free practice. Like go figure out what works and what doesn't, you know, like
Exactly.
And that's the thing with so many people. Even the racers now are really, we don't need 3 practices. Like they keep saying that they don't want them, that they don't want to be at the track for that long. But I mean, that should be the whole purpose of the free practice is to figure out what needs to change and what doesn't, you know. But then the problem is, and you know this from being the racer and from being in there, it's not that much time between free practice and then time qualifying 1 to make a substantial change like that. Mm-hmm. Not as big a gap as there is between time qualifying 1 and time qualifying 2. So the schedule is almost backwards to allow for that kind of like proper protocol to work out.
Well, this is going to be unpopular opinion, and I'm probably going to get lit up for this. I don't know if SMX Next should be at Supercross that day. You know, that's like saying like an amateur football team can play on the same night as Tom Brady. They're going to put like a flag football team in the middle of it. Mm-hmm. You know, that's taking time away for the track builders. That's putting more time on the track. It's making it worse. You know, not only that, but you're trying to get these SMX Next kids to be better, right? And like get your feet wet. And you're putting them in the gnarliest, most intense situation humanly possible.
Munching them.
And at the gnarliest track. Like at least like Glendale, I thought that was a good place to do it. You know, a little more wide open. Track's going to be hard packed. You know, sweet spot.
Not very rutted. It's not going to get chewed up.
Daytona, I know it's nostalgic, but we got RC MX next day. Put them in the RC day.
I don't know. I love it because people have no idea how gnarly 450C practice is.
Dude, they don't. But that's not the point of this conversation. The point of the conversation is I'll bet they would have had time between free practices if we didn't have SMX Next in between taking up that time. That's 12 minutes that those guys could have had to fix that
That's like
track.
an extra 45 minutes altogether.
Boom.
Yeah.
Plus even more because they had to race a main event.
Well, and too, I don't know why they put SMX Next or whatever at Daytona when most of those kids probably stayed until today and are racing the Ricky Carmichael Amateur National that was happening today and tomorrow.
Amen, my bro. Supercross professional day should be strictly for professionals.
Especially at tracks that get chewed up and need a lot of maintenance, like Daytona.
Yes. Yes. Now, do I think those kids need something? Without a doubt. Do I think they can make it better
Friday.
in the future? Yeah. Oh, there you go. Friday. That's it. Anton is such a G, bro. Cut press for SMX Next. Record it all on Friday. Play the highlights. Congratulations. You have no pressure, no fans in the stadium. Perfect way to get your feet wet. They can prep the track. Pro day's pro day.
Yeah. At Daytona, it's Friday.
Anton fixed it. No, every single event. Just let them do it Friday.
No.
Why not?
You know why not?
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
Tell me.
Most of the time, the track's getting put together Friday morning.
Dude.
You
have to do press day.
Yeah, but you know sometimes there's been press day where it hasn't even been all together.
Sometimes, but they know those stadiums. Do it at only indoor stadiums where you know the weather climate's going to be fine. And send it.
Nope. Too much
I disagree
cost.
with you.
Too much cost. It's going to be insurance,
we got to move forward.
Flaggers,
we got to move forward. Okay.
Too much logistics to get everybody there on a Friday.
Anton, do you want to stick around for Dirt Tricks 450 or are you out?
Oh, dog, I'm here all night.
Cool, let's go. Dirt Tricks highlights 450 class. Okay, let's start it out. Malcolm Stewart wins the heat race.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, beautifully done. Right?
He had me pumped up for the main event.
He had me pumped up for the main event. I thought
pumped up for the main event. I was like, oh, Malcolm's getting top 5 for sure.
And two, I really liked his podium speech and like how he was talking about like, you know, that one race kind of got him the momentum. It changed him up a little bit. And then two, another big thing why I wanted to bring this up, this is a big contract year for Mookie. You know what I mean? You got
just to even go somewhere else.
Yes, that's what I mean. You have Jason Anderson up for contract.
Justin Barcia, Aaron
Plessinger, and Mookie. Those are like the 4 big ones that are up for contract this year.
And is Justin Cooper up for contract?
I'm not sure. But I know that if I'm looking at those guys, the guy with the win is looking real good right now.
Yep.
And I'm saying that it's going to be hard for KTM to keep Gas and Husky around, which we all know. I know I'm assuming, but when you're racking up heat race wins and you're getting main event wins, I mean, that's looking pretty snazzy. Okay. Heat race number 2. Are we talking about that? Or actually, that was heat race 2. Let's go back to heat race 1. Shane McElrath.
Ripping.
What? Why does he do this, bro?
What do you mean?
What's the scoop, bro? Give us something, Anton.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because I did an interview with Shane on Saturday because I've been noticing lately that he's first to the gate every practice. Like he is one of the first guys that's in line ready to get flagged out by John Starling to get his laps in and everything.
Yep.
And he's been saying that that's just part of his process, that he wants to be out there and just set the tempo early and just know how to get a clear track and know what it feels like to have everybody behind him and just be in the routine. And then, yeah, for him to do it on Saturday, that was great. Good strong lap sled, had a lot of fast guys behind him, like Shane did what he needed to do. I think we all know that Shane's fast. It's just, man, it's been a wild last couple of years for him to see how many different bikes he's ridden, how many different situations he's been in. He's been on his head a few different times. He's had to regroup, rebuild, but Shane's one of those guys that's got a lot of speed. And when you get to see him execute everything the way he needs to, you get reminded, oh yeah, he's one of the top 5, top 10, top 15 guys there is.
Yeah. And I think, dude, okay, please, Shane, don't hate me for this. Okay. I'm going to say something a little messed up, but it's also very flattering. Shane is the fastest guy I know that is not getting it done. I mean, that's the way that I look at Shane. Shane has one of the biggest potentials to be he's
definitely talented.
Yes, I really think that if he could just figure out what he's got going on, he could be top 5 in the 450 class. I know that sounds crazy, but I've seen that kid go fast. And when he got to the 450, it just looked like a fish out of water.
I agree because I think the same thing. I think the same of him. I think the same of Oldenburg. Some of the stuff that I've seen Freckle be able to do and just put out a lap and sometimes they're on the edge of disaster, but other times I'm like, how is that not every weekend?
Yeah.
And then you get a nice reminder of how hard is it to do it every weekend? What does it take? And that makes those guys that do it all the time even more impressive.
Yeah.
And I think it is just putting it together consistently because we've said this before and we were talking about it last week's show, watching Justin Cooper get it put together right now. Jay Coop has that potential to be the fastest guy at any point in time. And then you see it happen once or twice and you're like, shit, he can do it. It's about doing it more often.
Dude, okay, I'm bringing it back to last show, but how fucking funny is it that I said Jay Coop could win unless they build the whoops out of that tan shit. And sure enough, they built the whoops out of the tan shit. Fuck.
Oh, I know.
Yo, you stood on it too. Because you were on Race Day Live and you're like, Jay Coop could win. I heard you say that. I was like, my man is about it. He is not backing down from this.
Dude, I really see Jay Coop being able to pull off a win at some point this season. I know that sounds crazy, but dude, if they can go over to Star and they can get him more confidence in the whoops as a prior athlete, as an ex-athlete, right? And even a scout, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I see Jay Coop, I see everything that it takes to get it done. I see he's really fit. I like how small he is and how ballsy he is to be able to get all the jumps done. When I see Jay Coop do the jumps, he does the jumps cleaner than a lot of guys because of the way he's so light and he's really good at rhythm sections. He can get those big jumps done because he's, smaller on the 450 and he knows how to handle it. And then his corner speed when he's on is unbelievable, right? He just has that major weakness of he cannot get the confidence around the rest of the track if he's struggling on something in particular. And he's been struggling in the whoops for a long time now. And you can see how much mental capacity that takes for him to try to battle to get through it. And then it takes away from the rest of the track for him. But when they get that figured out at Star and he mentally gets that figured out for himself, I really see J. Coop pulling out a win, and that kid can do it. And I think he'll even get better outdoor.
Fuck Adam, I haven't heard, I don't think anybody with a microphone properly describe another racer's talent like that well in a while. Okay, that was good. That was like all the points. No, because I can't disagree with anything. Like, I think that kid really is the complete package, and he doesn't have a lot of the bullshit like disrupting him. Like, homie's set. He's set for life. He's good. Like, he's won his championships. He knows who he is. He's getting better. Like, he knows the purpose that he, like, the role he plays, and he does it really, really, really well. And it's nice to see him taking the steps further and further. And dude, he's no drama. Like, super easy to work with. Doesn't have the gear guys running around going crazy, anything like that. He's not screaming at Mikey when something goes wrong. Like, he's mellow. You know, he just goes there, does the job, wants to be left alone. If it's his chick or if it's somebody else that's around that wants to check in on him and make sure that he's good, he'll tell him exactly what he needs to say, but he just stays focused on what he needs to do.
Yep. Let's get a little clap in right here, boys. Right here. Let's get a clap in. Round of applause. We're moving on to the LCQ. I just want to shout out Justin Starling for his 100th main event this weekend. Dude.
Oh, let's go.
100th.
That's pretty crazy.
Justin Starling. He looked good, too.
Yeah, he looked really good.
Congrats on the 100th main event. You got anything about the LCQ? Anything else before we go to main event?
No, not really. I mean, other than that, you know, when I was looking at Chase get off the track and then come back on the track, I was like, oh, shit.
Okay. Now, I'm proud to be an American. AP's the fucking man, dude. That was so sick. Can we, like, dude, Jason Anderson gets the whole shot and AP puts the charge on, right? Did you see this?
Yes, I saw that.
Dude, that is the hardest I've seen AP ride. I don't care what he says.
Bro, he was ripping.
And he was pushing, dude. He was getting sketchy.
He looked really good doing it. I was honestly more amazed that Jason was leading and then faded back all the way to 8th.
Oh,
like he must be sick or something.
Dude,
I've never seen Jason fade that much.
I mean, even at the beginning of the press conference when there was like
I know
going on.
I seen him and they were like, what place do you get? He's like, oh, all the way 8th.
Yeah, he's like all the way to 8th. They were like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know. Do you have any info on that, Mike?
No, I don't, because I'm kind of surprised by the same thing.
Like, I've never seen him fade that much.
Well, let's put it this way. If you're out of shape, and I'm not saying Jason's out of shape, but I'm just going to put this out there. It was opinionated. If you're out of shape, where's it going to show up the worst out of the whole season?
I don't know.
Daytona.
Dude,
where's a more physically demanding track?
I mean, I get that.
Daytona.
I get that. But, dude, these guys are so fit now. I feel like the fading factor is almost obsolete because they all know how to do 20s. Like, Jason was living at Baker's for so many years. Like,
the dude's done like over 1,000 20-minute motos.
Yes, and he's working with Troll Training or whatever this year as well. So I know he's on a good program. I'm just wondering, one, he might be sick, and two, he might be leading and then rode tight and then got arm pump.
That's a possibility.
You know what I'm saying? Either one of those could have happened. So if he gets a little bit more comfortable up front and doesn't get arm pump or gets a little bit healthier in Indy, he could be another guy that kind of gets into that mix where I kind of expected him to be. You know, I thought it was going to be Jason in that top 5 no matter what, especially with this group. But now Aaron Plessinger has showed up and put his stamp coming back all the way to 3rd. Like, I had him as my wild card pick in 7th.
Yeah. I mean, I think that was a legit spot for everybody, though. We have not seen anything from AP, but he said he was sick. He was having really bad luck. He was having bike troubles.
But you know what changed it for me? I saw a press day interview with him, and he looked super pumped, super happy, And then he's like, oh, yeah, this is one of my best finishes ever in my career. I got second behind Tomac here. Like, I love this track. And I was like, oh. And then as soon as I saw that, I was like, fuck, he's going to do good this week.
There you go. And we got Indy coming up next, which is hometown race for him, right?
Yes. And he really likes ruts.
Really likes ruts. Little something interesting for you boys, just to take on this. You know, we talked about his fitness, but Jason Anderson ran a 1:19.1, which is the second fastest lap time in the main event.
Ripping.
Ken Roczen was a 1:18.9, but Jason with the second fastest lap time in the main event. So, you know, that to me, when I look at that, that kind of takes the bike beating him up a little bit out of the equation, right?
I'm not saying the bike was beating him up. I'm
what
just
lap
saying
was it?
It doesn't say.
No, I think
Oh,
it
it
does
does.
actually.
Lap 1.
Lap 1, baby. It was lap 1.
Yeah, but dude, even if you have, you know, not perfect bike, you can still make it go fast. It takes more effort.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I guess. It's just at that level though, even if you don't have a perfect bike, it's hard to make it go that fast.
But bro, when's the best time to make
First
it go
lap.
fast?
First
When you
lap.
got the whole shot and
Yep.
you're leading.
Yeah. Dude, just for instance, boys, Ken Roczen ran his fastest lap time on 1:18.9 on the 7th lap, which is the latest fastest lap time out of anybody in the main event.
That's probably right when Coop was right closing down. And he's like, I'm going to lay it down right now. Dude,
Okay,
why does it...
as a
Go ahead, Mike.
sorry to cut you off, Ty, but as someone that's never ridden a Supercross track, but we hear you guys talk about it all the time, can you explain when the track, especially in a race condition like the main event, goes from, you know, the Dirtworks guys go out, they re-prep everything, so stuff is fresh and it's fast, but it's not broken in yet. How quickly does the track go from being like, all right, it's still pretty green, now it's prime time for it, fuck, it went away, and there's just that one window where you could really throw in heaters and put the right bumps together to make like the most bitchin' line? Like, how do you know when that comes and then how to like optimize it?
I would say
On any given track, I bet you it's right around like the 10-minute mark, even if it's the roughest it's ever been or it's a brand new track.
because one of the big things, Anton, that really makes the track come together, which is really weird now that I think about it, is when your body is at like optimal performing, which is about, because at the beginning of the race, your heart rate is super, super high because you're just adrenaline, your hands are tingling, you're freaking pinning it, you're not thinking about your body. Then about 3
Oh, you're
laps,
not even in the right gear.
yeah, you're in 3 laps in. 3 laps in, the reality starts to set in that you're actually racing a dirt bike. Then I'd say about halfway is when I always felt like, oh, wow. Like, no, a little bit before halfway. I would say about that 8, right, Ty? Wouldn't you say?
I don't know, dude. My
halfway.
fastest lap times, I don't know why I was wired this way or I was born this way. I could guarantee any 20 or 30-minute moto, my fastest lap time would be between 8 and 12 minutes. Doesn't matter where I was at.
Yeah, and I don't think
Roughest track, driest track, new track, old track. My fastest lap time was always between 8 and 12 minutes.
Yeah, it's and I agree with you, and that's because your heart rate spikes at the beginning, you settle it down, you get it under control, and then all of a sudden your body is just in this perfect 165 but still kind of fresh feeling state, and that's when your focus and your muscles are working just freaking optimally, and then after that, fade. And then at the end, you realize how much is left in the tank, and you kind of go, okay, I know that this is the end. I know where my body's at physically, and I know that I can push this limit. So it's kind of like beginning, sprint, middle, find those grooves, find the freaking track, feel the flow. 3/4, you're surviving, and then the last few laps, you're like, okay, I see the end. I know what's near. I know how many laps I have to get, and then push the rest of whatever you got left. Agreed or disagreed?
Kind of agree to disagree.
Well, let's hear yours.
Well, dude, like for Daytona, for instance, the first 5, I would say for the first 5 minutes, for those first 3 laps, 3 or 4 laps,
Yeah.
if you're not leading, like you're searching
Yeah.
for good lines.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And those lines are going to be ever changing. And then right around, I think that like 10 to 12 minute mark, you're starting to piece the track together.
Yep.
And you're starting to feel it and kind of feel where the track is at as far as like, all right, I'm going to jump on the right-hand side of this jump. I'm going to go in the middle of this jump. I'm going to cut on this corner and get some fresh tracks. And then you find one little good line after, on one section like Kenny was, where he kind of rolled up over that rut and hugged that left-hand side of the track.
Yeah.
Found some confidence right there and then just rides it out through the rest of the lap and puts some lines together. And then you start feeling the track and where it's at. And then you start get comfortable where your bike's at. And then you can start pushing in certain areas where you're starting to become more present in your head, where you're like, all right, I can accelerate here. I can push this line here. Like I'm going to cut down, where you just get more into a sequence.
Yep. Agreed. All right, let's move on, boys. Stan Benson Racing. If you need anything in Bakersfield, ETS Fuel, Pirelli tires, where do you go, Ty?
Stan Benson Racing, Bakersfield.
Dude, if you need something at the track in that area, where are you going?
Bakersfield.
Stan Benson Racing, baby.
Yeah. If you're going to race at Honolulu Hills next weekend for the qualifier, Stan Benson Racing.
Boom. Dude, Harry Koulos broke his sternum. Surgery. Supposed to ride the 450 this weekend.
That's where he's at. Ooh.
No, out.
Where did he break that at?
Practicing. Out.
So he's how long?
Whatever. He had surgery on his sternum, so however long that takes.
Damn.
Okay, let's talk about 250. Okay, Vial, welcome to the show, bud.
Bro, he's going to be really good in outdoor.
I ain't giving him shit yet.
Why?
Bro, you can't just go like 10th win in a heat race and then expect me and then do good in the main and expect me to say you're gonna win outdoor.
Bro, he
Not
qualified
yet, bro.
10th.
You gotta be in the danger zone and think you're gonna win still, dog.
I mean, we're gonna see in Indy because that's gonna be a real test for him. You want to go straight to the main event or start with heat
straight
races?
to the main event, dude. RJ Hampshire wins the freaking heat too. Let's go straight to the main. Let's hear it, bro.
Dude. Maximus Bolin, dude, with the finger brake, straight ripping.
Got that dog in him, baby.
Hey, he does.
Dude, he in the heat and in the main.
Yes.
Bro, yes. I love it, dude. We love both Maxes.
I love Max Bolin. We have his little super mini jersey when he was number 711.
I know we should put that up in the studio.
We should. Dude, I'm so pumped.
I was like, one day you're going to be famous. Let me get this, bro. And he's like, okay.
Yeah, he was straight like 12.
He was, bro. And we got his super mini jersey. We got to put it in there.
Yeah.
Dude has no feeling in his foot. Hand and clutch at the same time, bro. 2 fingers. 1 finger on the clutch, 1 finger on the brake.
Yes. And the gnarliest track ever where you need just burning your clutch like Cooper Webb.
And dude gets 5th in the main.
Ripping.
Okay. Anton.
Hey, have you gone and looked at that brake setup?
No.
I've seen a video of it. That's it.
I've seen 100 videos of it.
It's a complicated system. Good job. Go ahead. I feel for him.
Shout out Club MX, dog.
Yeah.
We got it figured out. Okay. Going through the main event. Max Anstey crashes on the start, gets back to 6 because of the red flag. Levi Kitchen, we got a video of Levi. Does not look like he's in good spirits, but it looks like he's going to be okay. Broken collarbone
and a couple upper back fractures, in his upper back.
But thankfully is awake and not, you know what? We're not even going to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
And he will race another day. So very thankful for that. We hope to see Levi Kitchen back at the races as soon as possible. Whatever timeline that is. Super unfortunate crash.
I think
best I've seen him ride.
I mean, with the injuries that are listed, I would assume that he's back for outdoor. Pretty healthy.
Yeah,
with a couple weeks on the bike.
I would too. I would too. He didn't almost pull it off, but he almost pulled it off.
Oh, this is what I forgot this point. People need to know this.
Hit
and
me.
you will agree with me. And Michael not know this. Dude, Daytona is so sick, but their lighting is the worst across the whole entire roster of tracks around the circuit.
Yeah, but it was supposedly
I know
better.
all about that because I got to fucking shoot photos and it's pitch black.
Bro, but Addy,
pitch
you
black.
don't remember
No, it
like
was good this year. No, it was good this year, Ty. Like I went out there for right after opening ceremonies and the heat races started, and I looked at my settings and I was like, yo, this
Wrong
is
setting.
way less than what I thought it was going to be. Like I thought we were going to be on like 8,000 ISO, and it was much less than that.
Dude.
They brought in a lot of lights, and then I asked RJ
Did
in
they?
the press conference, I'm like, hey, was it brighter this year? And he said, yeah, actually, it was much brighter.
because I remember
But it
in the
is dark.
past, dude,
it is very dark.
it was sketchy to try and see even the bottom of those ruts
Yeah,
on the lips.
yeah,
And the lighting's not very good usually there.
yeah.
But I'm glad they're going in a better direction.
Yeah, black darkness with black dirt is not a good combo. Chance Hymas, phenomenal. Seth Hamaker, kind of finally, love Seth Hamaker, but it's been a lot of years, and I've been expecting that for a long time with his speed, and he has the speed, and let's just hope he carries that momentum. Tom Bial, another about damn timer. Okay. You got the number one play, bro. About damn time. RJ Hampshire, what a win. Dude. Like, I don't even know, bro. I'm speechless. RJ Hampshire, with the injuries that he has, with his dad passing away, with that like kind of being his favorite race, with him, Anton, you talked about it in the press conference. You brought the question up, which was just absolutely phenomenal. Dude surprises RJ with his dad's jersey that day. And then the man goes out and just ace in the hole all day. No RJ squirrel outs, just looking solid and gets it done. Best I've seen RJ, I think, maybe ever look.
Yeah, I mean, he looks solid.
That's not usually a word we say with RJ Hampshire.
I know. I hope he keeps it going. Because right now, he has 49 points and Max Anstey has 63 points.
I'm not really a mathematician.
So he's 14 points back.
It's double digits.
He's
yeah,
14
it's double
points
digits
back.
for him and Tal.
Yeah,
for
but
him
I mean-
and Tom.
That's nothing with showdowns. I mean, that's literally nothing. Right?
No, Vial's only 6 points back.
Either way, let's put it this way. This championship is not even close to over. I just hope that the moto gods give Max Anstey some good juju in these showdowns after how hard he's been getting it.
Bro, these showdowns are going to make or break your season.
3 of them, too.
I know.
That's the gnarly part.
I love it.
I talked about it on Race Day Live, bro. These kids are going to be shaking in their boots when they show up.
I love it.
You got anything else to say about RJ, Anton?
No, that was great to see after the year that guy's had. That was great to see.
Oh,
could only imagine how that felt. Like, hated to make him tear up in the press conference like that, but
no, dude,
wow,
that was
man,
perfect.
That's a story that's got to be told.
Dude, I feel like I had a missed opportunity in the press conference when I changed the subject. I didn't know what to do because that was such a good question by you. I was going to follow it up with like, is there anything you maybe want to say to your dad in this moment? But I didn't know if I wanted to go deeper into that because he was literally about to tear up or if I should change the subject. Like, what do you think I should have done? Do you think I should have said that or no?
Bro, that's heavy.
Yeah, but bro, that's
pretty
a
heavy.
That's
Yeah.
a
Pretty
heavy moment
Yeah.
for like that right there is one of the biggest moments of your life. RJ's life, he's going to remember that day for the rest of his life. I guarantee it. from getting his dad's jersey to that being their track, to him passing away, to the shit that he's been through, to the start of his season, to now being here, to all the bike setup changes that he had to do. Like,
and winning Daytona.
That's what I mean. I don't know. I felt like I might have robbed him of something that he could have let go of.
I don't think he's holding back for something that Seven Deuce Deuce didn't say.
Well, I don't know. Either way, it's all good.
Hey,
we're just proud of RJ.
Before we move on,
Yep.
we got to give props to Hardy Munoz.
Hockey Munoz, bro.
Ripping.
Dude.
Full send mode, pulling it off.
Dude. What? I don't even know what to fucking say.
I think everybody in the industry was stoked and on the edge of their seats because we all know how Hardy Munoz rides.
I mean, it's facts, bro. I don't know what to tell.
I mean, the boy got 10th.
Bro, and hucked the wall first.
Oh, dude. I know.
Had people hyped.
Bro, hucked the wall.
You know the Daytona Supercross is really the South American Supercross, so they were really fucking
Oh,
it's the truth,
so
though.
sick, dude. So sick. Oh, badass. Okay, let's move on. We got the Acerbis. Big W, big L. Give it to me. Quick.
Big dub?
Yep.
My boy, Hardy Munoz.
Heck yeah.
Getting probably one of his best finishes I've ever seen him get in the main event.
Yep.
And leading a few laps in the 250 main event.
Yeah. Pretty gnarly.
Dude, highlight of his life at Daytona.
Yep.
Of all places.
Yep. Okay.
Big L, Jason Anderson. You whole shot the main event.
Stole the words out of my mouth, bro.
You whole shot the main event, and then somehow you end up 8th. Hopefully someone does some real journalism and figures it out.
Dude, I'm going to tell you right now, Jason Anderson is not going to tell you. He's not going to tell no one.
Maybe he's sick.
I don't even know if his baby mama going to know.
Hey, hopefully he'll figure it out for Indianapolis next week. Because we know Jason's way better than that. I can guarantee you.
Oh, yeah. It's not even a question.
If we told Jason that you got the whole shot and he up 8th, he'd be like, what?
Straight up. Okay. Big dub, Ken Roczen. I mean, there's so many big dubs. AP, Carson Mumford, freaking RJ. But I got biggest dub is Ken Roczen. Big L. I got to go with Jason Anderson too. I don't know what to tell you.
Copycat.
Yeah. I mean, I could go Chase Sexton, but I don't. But
hey, we're just moving on, dude.
Yeah, we're moving on.
Yeah.
We're leaving that shit in the past.
Yes, we are.
Hit me, Anton. What's your big dub, big L?
Big dub's going to be Justin Cooper, Boys Holland.
Cool.
To make that big push there at the end. Like, he almost had a podium.
Yep.
And that had to be big. And he's been building, so that's just, you love to see it. And then you hate to see it for Mitch, though. Like, he took it like a G. He did a great interview at the end of the night and just kind of explained where they're at and all of that. But, it really puts this whole year in question where they, had to move Drew Adams up and all these things happening when, you bench Cameron and then you don't know what's going to happen 15 minutes later when Levi gets taken out for the next couple months. So, yeah, got to feel for Mitch.
Yeah. All right. California Coast Plumbing, boys. If you need some commercial plumbing in Anaheim, you know where to go. California Coast Plumbing. In the trenches. Who is it?
Oh, I had a perfect guy for this. You go.
I mean, dude, how much are we going to leave in the past?
You better not say Chase, dude.
Dude, I don't know what to tell you, bro. In the trenches, let's just go Max Anstey. Max Anstey in the trench. He's got to dig himself out of this hole. He had a big crash. He had a bad night where he had so many opportunities to do good. I love Max, but he is definitely going to have to rebound. He has to. There's no option. If he wants to win this championship, there's not enough time, and there's too much crazy-ass showdown shit going on for him to not have capitalized on these other 2 rounds. Period.
All right. I'm going to do a little bit different in the trench. My boy was laying some pipe in the beginning of the season.
Laying pipe.
Putting some hard work in.
Yep.
And now he's on top of the trench looking down on his good work he just did.
Okay.
AP Aaron Plessinger.
Let's go, AP!
Laid some pipe down at the beginning of the season, but now he's out of the trench on the box.
Let's go.
Hopefully, this just sets up for the rest of the season what we're hoping to see AP more on the box and maybe battling for some wins in the future.
Love it. Okay. Let's hear it. Anton, who you got?
Cameron McAdoo. Just sucks that you got to go through it again, to know that you got to get surgery and then go through that whole startup process and another year missed.
So wait. So he's
out, bro.
He's surgery?
Yeah, Mitch Payton pulled the plug on him.
Oh, really?
Yep. Mitch Payton said, dude, you're done.
Yeah, you need to get your knee fixed.
You're too fucking gnarly, bro. You ain't going to pull your own plug, so I'll do it.
Hey, that's good for Mitch.
Dude, that had to be one of the hardest things Mitch could do.
I don't think so. I think it's cut and dry, dude. Mitch is just looking out for that kid's rest of his life.
Mitch knows, dude.
Yes, Mitch has been through this.
Oh.
And he wishes probably riders in the past had as much heart as Cameron McAdoo. But this
dude,
boy
it's true. If they had an inkling of what Cameron McAdoo has heart-wise, bro, this shit would be completely different.
Yeah. We're not talking about any riders in specifics, but riders in the past, I know Mitch was like, damn, if they had the drive and the work ethic.
Ethic, bruh.
Ethic.
There you go. Thank you.
I got it. That Cameron McAdoo had or has. But I'm glad he's getting fixed because he's got a long road ahead of him.
Yeah, he does. He's still got the 450 class. Straight up, bro.
Bro, he's just got the rest of his 250 fucking career, dude.
Yeah. All right, boys. Xbrand, does the zebra keep his stripes? We're flowing right through this. Where are we at?
I like Ken Roczen's stripes. He's showing his winning stripes again.
Yeah, that's it right there, dude. So does the zebra keep his stripes? Does Ken Roczen continue to win, or is this Ken Roczen peaked and we will not see him move forward? What's the plan here? What do we foresee?
Bro, this is the perfect setup for Ken Roczen in this championship, bro. He is still in it. He's definitely not out of it. You got Chase Sexton crumbling on and off the track. You have Cooper Webb, his arch nemesis, only 16 points away.
Bro, how fucking good did that feel to just snap Cooper Webb this weekend?
You know what I'm saying? And then on top of it,
that's the hardest thing to do.
Kenny is content with his bike, hasn't changed his bike, so he can just ride it. So now all he's got to worry about is just lines on the track and racing.
I mean, I'm just going to say this. He might have made a suspension change this weekend. But I mean, still though.
Whatever. It was he knows his bike to make the right change in the right direction. That he's not searching.
Dude, that was one of the smartest things I've ever heard you say. Bro, I'm not even kidding.
I have him time to time, okay?
Bro,
but Indianapolis, he loves the track.
Yes.
And then I feel like from here on out, bro, if he can click off another win.
Bro, I'm thinking about what you just said. Do you know how not good that is for the rest of these fools? Where Ken Roczen is so in tune with that bike that he knows exactly what to do it right.
Mm-hmm.
That's
that bike
dangerous.
Of all bikes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, that bike of all bikes, bro. The same bike, whatever. I'm Suzuki guy, same bike since 2016 or whatever it was, bro. We've been doing the same thing and we're here.
Yeah, we're not searching.
No.
We got a lot of data.
We go like this. We need to be better here. Okay, we know exactly what to do.
Yeah. Oh, Kenny, you won in 2016? All right, here's your suspension for 2016.
Dude, I'm laughing, but it's the straight up truth.
Yes.
There is no guesswork going on right now over at the Suzuki tent.
None.
It's, dude, yes, we have the data. Look.
Yes.
What do you need, bro? You need it to go straighter in the whoops? Okay, this is the direction. Do you need it to feel more plush on the kickers? Okay, this is the direction. Do you need it to go straight in the rhythm sections? Okay, this is the direction. What do you need, Kenny? We got the answer.
Yes.
And these are your answers. This isn't an answer that we tested with somebody else. This is what you requested.
Yes. That you have rode.
Yes. And liked and confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, well, I think we answered the question. The zebra has tattooed his stripes. Right?
Yes.
I mean, anything else to add, Anton?
That was a really good weekend by Coop. People ain't gonna remember it, but that was fucking good weekend for Cooper Webb. I mean, he got second again at Daytona, but you and I said this the other night. If he won that race, everybody leaves a lot less happy. Kenny winning is like the perfect little spice to keep things interesting and everything like that. But
bro,
it was looking like Cooper Webb race. That was looking like another one.
Bro, if Cooper Webb wins that, everybody goes home crying. And pretty much everybody's like,
Pissed.
well,
Fucking
I
pissed.
guess we're going to talk about the 250s for the rest of the season. Like, right though?
Yes.
That's how important and big that Ken Roczen win was.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like literally the collapse of the championship on a whim.
I know, because like with Cooper Webb winning, the points lead would have been like 13 points to Chase Sexton and then like 20 something to Kenny. That's tough. So hopefully we're going in this direction where
Okay,
it gets tighter again.
this is the last thing, and then we're closing up the show.
Oh, well, I got one that I wanted to run by you.
Okay,
Sorry.
hit me.
Think about what's happening in the next part of the series. Like we've had these first part of the year, we're in the halfway point coming up. It's this weekend at Indy, and then we have an off weekend.
Yep.
Birmingham, outdoor stadium, Seattle, outdoor stadium, all those Northeast venues that we're going to for the first time for a couple of them, or New Jersey or Boston or whatever, outdoor stadium, outdoor stadium, outdoor stadium. What dynamic does that play as we get into the springtime months? Because we've had great weather so far. So what does that do in the back half of the year? Something to keep in mind.
That hypes up Chase Sexton big time.
Yes.
Because my boy can clearly, or has the confidence in the mud.
Bro, no. Ken Roczen has the confidence in the mud, bro.
Either way, Chase and Kenny are good in the mud.
Yeah, and that short little midget dude, number 2, nah.
Oh my God, bro. Well, whatever you want to say, short Cooper Webb.
Small people?
Yeah, he is a bad mofo. And if there's one thing
that was really harsh.
that was way harsh. He's a bad mofo. And if there's one thing that I know about Cooper Webb, what does he do?
Makes it happen.
Thank you. If he sucks at something,
He's going to get better.
He can't figure it out. Somehow the motherfucker at the end of the season figures it out.
Dude, who are you sponsored by?
Who?
Twisted Tea Suzuki.
Bro, let's put it this way. I am in affiliation, obviously, with Twisted Tea and Suzuki and Progressive and the whole team. I've ridden over there for years and years and years.
And who has the best VIP experience?
We do. Period. But in reality, there is 3 guys in this championship.
And who just won?
Ken Roczen.
Okay.
But if we're going to talk about Supercross, we can't be biased, and we have to talk about the attributes that Cooper Webb has.
And who just tied for wins on James Stewart?
Ken Roczen. Okay, yes, you are.
Okay.
You are reminding me a lot. I would feel like you're on the team. But what we have to talk about is that Cooper Webb is able to get it done towards the end of the season. We talked about Ken Roczen having to get a win at some point and changing that attitude to move forward to get a win. What does Ken Roczen do? He gets a win. He's doing all the right things. What do we know about this Supercross championship? We know nothing. That's what we know. We have no actual clue on what's going to happen next. We can make assumptions. We can give our professional opinions. And yes, we are right a lot of the time, but the clarity of being perfect is absolutely unknown. And that's what we love about Supercross, right?
Yes.
Cooper Webb, Chase Sexton, Ken Roczen are in the fight for this championship, and it's going to come down to the wire. That's all we know.
Yep.
Period. Okay, last question, and then we're wrapping this thing up.
In the words of Ricky Carmichael, when does the championship start?
Daytona.
Who just won?
Ken Roczen.
Yeah.
Okay, but when does Chase Sexton get his next win?
We don't know.
That's what I'm asking you. Michael, when's Chase Sexton going to get his next win?
Yo, honestly, probably this weekend because it's his home race.
I don't know if I like his soft setup on that dirt.
I don't like his low front end in that setup.
Nope.
He's going to have to change his bike.
Yes. If he don't change his bike, he ain't winning in Indy.
Yeah, his feet are going to fly off the foot pegs in one of the rhythm sections.
I like the
practice.
technical analysis that overweighs my emotional impact. That's a very good point. Thanks for being the counterbalance to the yin and the yang.
Well, trust me, I want Sexton to win to get back into this championship because I don't want it to spiral out of control for him at all. But it's just the bike with his riding style and this track isn't particularly good. If he can come away with a podium, I think that's a huge bounce back for him.
Yes. I think his goal needs to just be finished in front of Cooper Webb.
Tyler, are you like, dude, I feel like you're Albert Einsteining us tonight. It's true though. Like really, that's all it should be. It shouldn't even be win. It shouldn't be shit. Just beat Coop.
Just beat Coop. Just beat number 2. I don't care if he's 15th, you need to be 14th.
Straight up. That's bottom line, dude.
Bottom line, dude. You need to beat number 2.
That's it. And that's where he's at now.
Yeah.
He's put himself in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, Track Talkers, what a Daytona episode. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, tell your friends. Again, thank you guys so much for coming up to me in Daytona, talking about Track Talkers, saying all your favorite moments and episodes. I appreciate that. The love is unbelievable. Keep sharing it because without you fans and us gaining more fans, we can't keep this going. So thank you guys so much. Till next time. Peace.